So day two of combining like or simplifying expressions. We're going to first review combining like terms in distributive property. Then we're going to come back and talk about putting it all together. Now, combining like terms, yesterday you should have learned that you are basically adding or subtracting the coefficients. And remember, coefficients are the numbers in front of the variable expressions that have identical variable expressions. Okay, and we're going to be spending a lot of time on this because this is important. So when we look at the examples here, all right, again, we put boxes around like terms and circles around other like terms. So we have 3x and negative 6x. When we combine those, we get negative 3x. And negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2, so we subtract the 2. Remember, if you add, or if you get a positive, you add it, negative, subtract it. So next one, we're going to put boxes around all the x's. So we got negative 8x, negative 4x, then circles around the y's, so negative 5y plus or positive 6y, and then we'll underline the constants. So negative 8x now minus 4x. Remember, that's going to give you negative 12x. I like to cross them out to let myself know I've used them. Negative 5y plus 6y is plus 1y or plus y. And then 3 plus 1 is plus 4. And we are done here. Okay, so the last one here we have now an x squared. Now x squared and negative 4x squared. Remember, those are identical variable expressions. Then negative 4x and 7x. And then I have 6 and negative 5. So again, these are like terms. So this is the same as 1x squared. So x squared minus 4x squared is going to give you negative 3x squared. Remember, you do not change the variable expressions. Then negative 4x plus 7x is plus 3x. Cross them out, I've used them. Then 6 minus 5 will give you plus 1. And we are done there. Now, distributive property, which you should be good at now, is you're taking some term and you're distributing it to a product or sum inside a parentheses or quantity is what we'd call it. So b plus c. And remember, everything in the parentheses gets multiplied by the number on the outside. So a times b is ab, a times c is ac. Okay, so let's look at a couple of examples here. 4 times 4a is going to give you 16a. 4 times 1 is 4. Done. 6 times 2n squared, multiply the 6 into 2 to get 12n squared. 6 times negative 6n is minus 36n. 6 times 3 is plus 18. Done. Now the next one, negative 5 times negative 7x squared. A negative times a negative is a positive, 35x squared. Negative 5 times negative 8x, remember that's negative, so negative times a negative is a positive, so we add it. 5 times 8x is 40x. Then negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25, and we are done. Okay, now this last one, what you have to understand, x plus x is 2x. But when we multiply x times x, we add these exponents to get x squared. So here, when we do negative 3x times 2x, that's going to give us negative 3 times 2 is, negative 6. And then x times x would give us x squared. Then negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. And then bring down that x. And you are done there. Okay? Now, putting it all together, when we simplify expressions now, the important part to understand is the first thing we have to do, there's 2 steps involved here. Step 1, right, is to distribute if necessary. And then the second step is to go ahead and combine like terms. Okay, so in this first example here, I see parentheses I have to get rid of, so I must distribute. All right, the -2, so -2 times r is -2r. -2 times 5 is -10. Then I bring down the +7. Now, is there anything to combine the -2r with? No, so I bring it down. What is -10 plus 7 going to give you? -3, and I am done. So notice we distributed, then we combined like terms. Now this next example is a common mistake a lot of students will make. This is 1 minus 7 times the quantity. I have to distribute before I can do anything with this 1. So I have to bring down the 1, and I'm distributing a -7. So -7 times 1 is -7. -7 times 5x is going to give you -35x. Now I like to write my x terms first. So it's going to give me -35x. Now I can go ahead and combine these. 1 minus 7 is -6. Okay? Then the last one here. 3 more. 4 times 3x will give me 12x. 4 times -1 is -4, so -4. Now I have to distribute this 3. 3 times -5x is -15x. 3 times -6 is -18. So 12x minus 15x is going to give me -3x. Cross them out, you've used them. -4 minus 18 is going to give you -22. And you are done here. Okay? And the next one. Here's where it gets a little complicated. So -3n times 1 is going to give me -3n. -3n times -3n is going to give me plus 9n squared. -8 times 4n is going to give me -32n. And then -8 times 4 is -32. So what you have to see is you are distributing -3n to this first quantity and -8 to the second quantity. Okay? Now when I combine like terms, I start with the highest variable exponent, which is the 9n squared. I have nothing to combine it with, so I bring it down. Then -3n minus 32n is going to give me -35n. And then I have the -32. And I am done. Okay. Now the last one. When I look at this first quantity, do I have anything on the left-hand side to distribute to it? No. Right? So I bring down 11 minus 12n to the 4th. Now, what you have to notice here is the minus sign. If that's a plus sign, it doesn't do anything to the quantity. But because it's a minus sign, I have to distribute it. And it's the same thing as multiplying everything by -1. So basically what happens here, all the signs change. So -1 times -6m to the third n to the third is plus 6m to the third n to the third. -1 times 7 is -7. And -1 times this is going to be plus m to the third n to the fourth. Now, since this sign is a plus sign, all I have to do is bring down these terms. So -12 minus 4n to the fourth. So I'm going to start with the highest exponent. -12n to the fourth, -6n to the fourth will give me -16n to the fourth. Cross them out, you've used them. Then the next one, I have m to the third, n to the third. Do I have any more of those? No. So I have m to the third, n to the fourth. I'm going to go ahead and bring this down because of the higher exponent. M to the third, n to the fourth. Then here I have m to the third, n to the third. I'll bring that down. So 6m to the third, n to the third. used it, then 11 minus 12 would give me minus 1. So the idea is first, right, the important ones, number 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? This last one's a little chaotic, but you need to understand those really well. So you're going to work on the practice worksheets and then send them to me. All right, enjoy your day.